Talk later. We'll talk.
Blue skies, sunny, and a warm one here at Jimmy John's Field. Welcome into the start of Memorial Day weekend and the second weekend of the USPBL season. I'm Brady Beaton, joined alongside Alex Johnson. And Alex, you were here for the opening weekend of the USPBL season. These two teams had more go against them than go for them, but that doesn't mean they didn't have positives that happened in the opening weekend.
Yeah, that's right, Brady. You know, both teams, even though they start off the season 1-2, still got a lot of good things to take away from this past weekend here at the USPBL. What a great start to the season. No, it started off last Friday. It was a championship game rematch between the Mammoths and the Unicorns. It was a really close game throughout. The Mammoths got on the board with a one run. In the middle part of the game, then the Unicorns forced it in the bottom of the eighth inning with an RBI triple to tie it up, nearly an inside the park home run. And then it went into extra innings, and the Unicorns won on a walk-off walk. And then on Saturday, the Beavers and Hoppers played for two. Both teams got a split in that game. The Beavers winning in game one because of dominant pitching by the pitcher here tonight for the Beavers. We'll talk about more later in the second. Gregory Lokinen, who was on fire here tonight. And then the Hoppers able to take the win in game two. And then looking at for Sunday, the Mammoths got back on track and they got their first win. And then looking at the non-public games that happened this past week, the Beavers trying to bounce back after being no hit by the Hoppers in a 19-0 loss on Tuesday, while the Mammoths, they took a tough one yesterday, 8-6, after surrendering the lead late.
Yeah, that 19-0 loss, you get a loss like that, it's almost, hey, it was just all negative. Throw it out, hit the reset button, and that's what they can do here on a gorgeous Friday, on a holiday weekend. We also mentioned that the player of the week, Anthony Sharkis, had a great weekend for his side, for the Mammoths as they get started. That's a big positive to build on, a big bat near the top of that Mammoth lineup.
Yeah, Anthony Sharkis, one of the new players coming in, local guy, came from Madonna University. He finished off last week going 3 for 8, had 3 RBIs. He was a bright spot this past weekend, Brady, and he's looking forward to continue that here tonight against the Beavers. But it's not going to be an easy one here tonight. But looking at for the Beavers, you're coming off being no-hit the other day. That's really tough. It makes you feel down, but Coach John Dabrowski and this squad, he does a great job of building off of that, trying to build off of what happened on Tuesday night and just getting back to work here today. They're bringing their ace to the hill, and it's going to be a good one for the Beavers.
Yeah, outside of that 19-run outburst, traditionally the USPBL, just in general, a pitcher's league, but especially at the beginning of the year, you'll see the pitchers usually have the edge. That's true throughout most any level of baseball, and it's been true to this point as well. Michael Esposito and Greg Laukinen have both had solid starts, only one appearance, 5 innings and 3 innings respectively, but they haven't given up an earned run. Something's probably going to give here in their second outing.
Yeah, and absolutely. Once you get to that, after your first start, you feel really good about yourself. It gets a little bit tougher after each start. It's hard to stay perfect. But for both guys, they were both veterans, in the league last year. They both played for the Beavers, but Esposito moved over to the Mammoths, during spring training and stuff. But these guys are going to be ready to go. For the fans coming out here tonight, they're going to watch a really good pitchers matchup, for the first part of the game, and then we'll see some guys come out of the pen late, to get some experience, get some arms growing in there. So it's going to be a good one here tonight. I think we're going to be in for a good one to start Memorial Day weekend.
Well, you won't have to worry about warming up the arms. It's a scorcher here at Jimmy John's Field. We'll step aside when we come back. We'll have starting lineups and first pitch here on the USPBL Network.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
There are many things you can rely on in this world, like a sunny day brightening your mood, your mom baking the world's best apple pie, and never a dull moment in running your business. And when it comes to time-consuming HR tasks, you can rely on Tryon. Tryon can handle payroll and taxes, employee benefits, and more, so you can stay focused on attracting and retaining the best talent. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Here we are at Jimmy John's Field getting ready for this Friday evening matchup between the Westside Woolly Mammoths and the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. Let's take a quick look at everyone who makes this broadcast possible on the USPBL network. Belfour Property Restoration, Budweiser, Corwell Health, Dave and Buster's, DTE, Fifth Third Bank, Jarcob Audio Video Solutions, Jimmy John Sandwiches, Macomb Community College, McLaren Macomb, McQuaid Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Refrigeration, Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers, Pepsi, and United Wholesale Mortgage. We will step aside, come back with starting lineups and first pitch here on the USPBL network.
Jimmy John's Field is the perfect venue for birthday parties, summer picnics, company outings, and provides the best entertainment in Metro Detroit with great baseball all summer long. Spend your summer nights under the lights at Jimmy John's Field in historic downtown Utica.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's, $5 off orders of 20 or more.
Back here at beautiful Jimmy John's Field here in downtown Utica, Brady Beaton alongside Alex Johnson as we get ready for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers taking on the home team tonight, the Westside Woolly Mammoths. The Beavers are the road team in this contest. Let's take a look at what their lineup looks like here on the Friday kicking off Memorial Day weekend. Leading off at shortstop, Ben Wilcoxon. Batting second out in center field, Brandon Perez. Batting third, the left fielder, Malik Bolin. Ray Hilbrick out in right, batting fourth. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Christian Ortega. Rafael Burgos is the designated hitter. He bats sixth. Batting seventh over at third base, Max McLennan. Renko Stanovic is behind the dish, batting eighth, and Peyton Schubert rounds out the lineup for the Beavers. Alex, when you look at this lineup, what do you see that stands out for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers?
Well, there's a lot of good guys here, Brady, that came back from last season. Looking at the top of the order, three of the guys actually. No, Ben Wilcoxon, he was a guy that was near the bottom part of the order last season. Coach John Jabrowski has bumped him up into that starting spot in the leadoff spot as he's been doing really well. Plus, you look at the guys in the middle of the lineup. Malik Bowen had a really good year last season, had a lot of power. Ray Hilbrick, who was the defending batting champ from a season ago, he's the guy to look out for. He's the guy that hits for contact and will give the pitchers a lot of tough battles up at the plate. And then Christian Ortega, in the 5 spot, back over at first base. He was a guy that came in the middle part of last season, around like June 15th of last season. He's going to be a guy that is going to continue where he picked off from last year into this season to help the Beavers get on a good run here to start this season.
They will face the left-hander Michael Esposito. Real quick, let's take a look at how that defense aligns behind Esposito. Sharkus, Pastor, and Florentino left to right in the outfield. At third base, Garbisic is at the hot corner. Seltzer is at short. Dre Williams Nelson at second base. Nick Webb at first. And Esposito will be caught by Scott Combs. Michael Esposito, Alex, he is a lefty that, well, he can bring it from the south side.
Yeah, he really can. He's one of the top guys in this league, and he did really well to start off the season. Last Friday night against the Unicorns, going 3 innings of work. It had 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 14 batters faced, only allowing 3 hits as we're just underway here to start.
Leads it off with a fastball that missed away is Esposito. Maybe a bit erratic, but we'll call him effectively wild because while he may walk a guy or two, he usually gets out of any jam he puts himself into.
Yeah, he did really good job of that on Friday against the Unicorns. Didn't face a whole lot of adversity in that game, but he got the job done in the situations where he was in a little bit of trouble. But as a guy is a veteran in this league, you have Coach Taylor Jellikowski is really happy what he's been doing so far to have him as the ace, one of the aces on this team.
Will Coxon watched 4 straight fastballs. He has a 3-1 count here to lead it off for the Beavers. Righty, he's in that very back of the box. The 3-1 healthy hack and a foul straight back. Count runs full to the leadoff man, Ben Wilcoxon.
Wilcoxon started off the season 1 for 7. Is a guy that he does really well over at that shortstop position defensively. He's made a lot of key plays on Saturday night.
Takes one back up the middle and over the leaping Williams Nelson. And that has to feel good for the Beavers after being no-hit last time out. Getting a base knock from your leadoff man, especially against an arm like Esposito, that has to maybe just take the monkey off the back of everyone in that Beavers dugout.
Yeah, it's really tough coming in to Tuesday night and having that happen to you, but feeling good to get that first hit out of the way. And Ben Wilcoxon did it really well, right over the heart, over the plate, just over the head of Dre Williams. Nelson would have made a leaping catch if it would have been the ball was a tad lower for him to get, but nonetheless, the Beavers got the leadoff man on.
Brings up the left-handed hitting center fielder Brandon Perez out of Doral, Florida. Off with the pitch, Wilcoxon, but a foul straight back. And Wilcoxon had a pretty good jump on the lefty. That's a rarity, but it looked like Esposito, maybe in a little bit of a rhythm, allowed Wilcoxon to get such a big jump.
Yeah, he was just focusing on Perez so much. Well, Wilcoxon, you gotta remember, he does have speed down there. He stole 10 bags last season, so he's a guy that is going to be really crucial.
Swing and a pop-up, shallow right center field. Dre Williams Nelson drifts and brings it in for out number 1. A little bit of a jam job to Perez, and with 1 on and 1 away, that brings up the big bat of Malik Bowen.
Yeah, it was a good job there by Perez, but didn't get a whole lot on it. And Williams Nelson able to make that catch, take a few steps back into the outfield grass. And now you got the heart of the order here, Brady. Malik Bowen, a guy last season, hit above 300, did have some power with 5 home runs and drove in 29 runs. The man from Fort Worth, Texas, near the Dallas area.
Well, and he has a presence about him in that right-handed batter's box. He's a intimidating bat, and if he turns on a fastball, he can spin to win. Trying to do that there on the 94-mile-per-hour heater. That was center cut, top of the zone, and that's probably what Boland's looking for. I wonder if he'll get another one of those this at-bat.
Well, Esposito, he's going to be a guy that works a lot with his fastball. That's his majority pitch as he goes back there again. That just missed a tad below the strike zone. You're going to see a lot of that from him tonight. Maybe throw in a slider or two. Maybe to just keep the hitters off balance, but no, Esposito, he's going to be a hard thrower here tonight like we saw on Friday. Here comes Wilcoxon.
He was off to second, and Boland pops it back up and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the left fielder, Malik Boland. As Esposito, again, no one's doubting his fastball is pretty elite. I mean, he'll touch 95 with it. But if you can find that off speed to go with it, it makes the fastball that much more deadly. 1 and 2 on its way. Check swing. He definitely went around, and Boland retired on strikes. And there's the off speed we were looking for, and well, it fooled Boland pretty bad.
Yeah, I know he was kind of hesitating on what he wanted to do there. He pulled like a half swing. He went around a little too far, and that's what. And a good job by the infield umpire to realize he went too far, to call him out for strike 3. But going back to what you were saying, if he can utilize that slider or any of his other off-speed pitches that he has and maybe use it a little bit more.
Wilcoxon off for second, the throw down, cut off by Esposito. Don't usually see that when there's only a runner on first, but a big jump by Wilcoxon, and I think Esposito knew it. Throw would have been offline anyway. Combs didn't get the best look to it, and Wilcoxon puts himself in scoring position. Top of the first inning, scoreless. Leadoff single from Wilcoxon. Standing out at second as that fastball misses just a hair below the knees. Count goes to 2-0 to the cleanup hitting Ray Hilbrick.
Now going back to Wilcoxon for a second, he had a good jump, and Esposito realized that even though he just cut off the throw, it's better than giving him another base at third, that ball was going to go wide.
Hilbrick rolls over one to the right side. Williams Nelson, a busy guy over there at second. He flips to Webb, and after the leadoff single, Esposito retires the next 3 batters. Get a look at the Mammoths lineup when we come back. Still scoreless between the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers and the Westside Woolly Mammoths here on the USPBL Network.
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
Between the Beavers and the Mammoths, let's see how the Westside Woolly Mammoths stack up in this Friday night matchup. Leading off in center field, Nick Pastor. Batting second, the left fielder, Anthony Sharkis. Out in right field, you have Francis Florentino. Dre Williams Nelson had a big first weekend. He slotted at cleanup over at second base. Alec Garbasick at the hot corner, he bats fifth. Nick Webb at first base, he bats sixth. Zach Beadle, your designated hitter today, batting seventh. Scott Combs, the catcher, bats eighth. And rounding out the lineup, the shortstop for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, Colby Seltzer. They will have to face a southpaw in their own right in Greg Lokinen, as he's had a pretty solid career here in the USPBL. Let's take a quick look at how his defense is aligned behind him. Out in left field, you have Malik Bolin, the center fielder for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. Bramden Perez, Ray Hilbrick out and right. McLennan, Wilcoxon, Schubert, and Ortega left to right in the infield. And Stevanovic is behind the dish for the Beavers. Nick Pastor gets us started. Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch. Fastball outside at 89 for ball one. And Alex, you take a look, that shadow right now, and it's a staple here at Jimmy John's Field. It's pretty bad for the hitter right now. As soon as the lefty releases it, or either side releases it, it's going right into that shadow. Going to give the pitcher an advantage.
Yeah, it really is, especially in the evening. That sun is beaming on you. It'll get a little bit better heading into the night hours, but early on in this game, we're going to see how these hitters react to that, especially on the left side of the plate. And a little looking at the lineup here, Nick Pastor leading it off. The first few games, it's been Alex Garbasic in that leadoff spot, but some changes in the lineup today by Taylor Jellikowski after their team lost yesterday, 8-6 to the Unicorns. So both of these teams right now trying to get to 500 before the Memorial Day break.
And just the one game for these two squads this weekend with the holiday weekend. Lokinen puts one in there. It's hit up in the air, left field. Bolin takes a couple steps back, brings it in with ease for out number one. That was an off-speed pitch that was about belt-high outer part of the plate. One up, one down as Anthony Sharkis comes to the plate. And, well, he came in and he acclimated himself to the USPBL pretty quickly.
Yeah, he really did, and he did a really good job, especially on Sunday where he drove in a few runs. He came in batting .375 in the opening week, had 3 RBIs, and a .500 slugging percentage for the man out of Madonna University and from Canton, Michigan, a local guy. Really happy to be here.
And here's a guy Taylor Jellikowski was just raving about, talking about the video game numbers he put up at Madonna, and that he was very excited to get him on his Westside Woolly Mammoths squad. And, well, there's a reason why he's slotted in the 2 spot. And if you're a guy that is into advanced analytics, that one just pushed foul down the first base side. That second spot has a lot more importance than maybe if you go back 20, 30 years and you get one of those more old school traditional style managers.
Yeah, especially being at that top of the order, it's really different. You see guys, guys like him batting in 3, maybe 4.
0-2, check swing, peel down, didn't go.
It was just close right there. But going back to Sharkis, you have your good guys. You have them near the middle of the order, but having them at the 2 spot is just a little bit of a different circumstance. But if your leadoff man gets on and you get this team rolling, that's what the message is for him. It's not all about the power.
Backdoor breaking ball just catches the zone, and it's 2 up, 2 down for the Mammoths here in the bottom of the first. Brings up Francis Florentino.
That was just a really nice pitch by Loken and got him there with his curveball. We're going to see some of that here tonight. He also has a changeup as well as his fastball. His curveball covers around 74, 78. His changeup in the high 70s to low 80s, and his fastball can get above 90. So he has a really good mix of pitches.
Pitcher's pitch for strike one on the fastball. That one maybe a hair outside, a little further away than that last strikeout pitch was. Comes to him right on the black. Florentino swings through it quickly, 0-2, and Greg Lokinen has has an opportunity to have a very stress-free first inning. Scoreless here in the bottom of the first, the 0-2. Swinging a handle shot back to the top of the netting. Nobody on, 2 away. Pastor flied out to left. Sharkis just went down looking, and the lefty Lokinen goes into the windup. The 0-2 once again. Wave and a miss. Had Florentino guessing. He guessed wrong. Mammoths go down in order. We head to the top of the second, still scoreless here on the USPBL Network.
slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARBCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARBCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARBCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarbcom.com.
Scoreless after one inning here at Jimmy John's Field. Beautiful blue skies as we take a look at our game day weather. 79 degrees, and that's actually dropped down a bit. A light breeze coming out of the southeast, not too humid. It has been a picture-perfect day for baseball to start the holiday weekend. Brady Beaton alongside Alex Johnson, and through that first inning, well, two of the league's best have looked like two of the league's best.
Yeah, it really is. It's going to be a pitcher's duel here tonight. Both of these guys are hungry and ready to get back out here after about a week off.
Ortega turns on one deep to left field, and all Sharkus can do is watch it fly. First pitch, Christian Ortega sees, he tattoos it near the Chevy Pavilion and left, and it's 1-0 Beavers.
Right at 93 miles per hour, a high fastball in the top part of the zone. Ortega just crushed it over that left field fence, and Sharkus just in awe after what he just saw. And Ortega did have that power a year ago, and he's going to be a guy that is going to be one of the catalysts for the Beavers this season. And this is the kind of start you really needed, after Tuesday night, just bouncing back. But if you're over in the Beavers dugout right now, you got to feel really happy at this point.
Well, and it goes back to what we talked about in that first inning as Rafael Burgos comes to the plate. When you're a fastball pitcher, a primarily fastball pitcher, hey, guys can sit on it. And if they guess right, that's going to be the result. That pitch wasn't right down the middle. That wasn't a middle fastball, as you mentioned, Alex. That was top of the zone that Ortega guessed right on, barreled it up, and, well, about 360 feet later, it's 1-0.
Yeah, sometimes, though, it's tough to hit. Sometimes you might hit it too high up in the air just for a fly ball, but if you get a meatball right over the plate, it's a different story. But his timing was perfect on that play.
3-1, pop back up and out of play. Count goes full.
But that's what you have to do here as a hitter. As you go through batting practice for every game, to get yourself better and to know in those certain situations. So Ortega was right there. He got on the money and sent it out of the park.
The payoff to Burgos, swing and a towering fly ball coming in from right field. Florentino battles the sun and brings it in, and Esposito bounces back after the home run. Nobody on, one away as Max McLennan comes to the plate.
McLennan has done a really good job since coming into the USPBL. Had a really good defensive play in his first game back on Saturday. But he's leading the team right now, only having 5 at-bats, hitting 2 for 5. But he's a guy that's a local guy coming from Warren, went to Warren High School, played at U of M Dearborn. So he has a lot of good experience and happened to be here, and he's looking to be one of the key guys making an impact right away.
Works ahead in the count, 2-0. 1-0 Birmingham Bloomfield after the Christian Ortega leadoff home run here in the second. The 2-0. Fastball called strike. Home plate umpire thought about it for a second. That's the right call. Caught that high and outside corner to McLennan, excuse me. Healthy hack at the next pitch. 2-2.
Good work here by McLennan in this at bat.
Esposito works quickly, the motion, swing, and a little tapper to second. Williams Nelson knocks it down. McLennan hustling, and Nelson able to recover. Dre Williams Nelson, I think he was a little upset with himself that he bobbled it, but did a good job keeping the play in front of him. And Esposito bouncing back nicely after the home run, back-to-back, relatively weakly hit outs.
Yeah, absolutely. And Williams Nelson on that play didn't panic after bobbling it for just a second. He knew he had time to throw it over to his first baseman Webb to get the out. So oftentimes in those situations, you might try to do a little bit too much after you're making a mistake like that, but it's better just to take your time to make the throw.
First pitch slider, and that was middle of the plate. I don't think Stevanovic was ready for it. The 0-1. Comes back again with another off-speed. The first time we've seen consecutive off-speed pitches from Esposito in this outing.
And you think you got to try to mix that up here if you're Esposito. We saw a lot of fastball early on. I know it cost him with the home run, but if you're able to try to keep the hitters off balance and make that adjustment early on, we're only in the second inning, but if you're able to do that, your offense can rally right behind you.
The 1-2. Strike three called, and Esposito taking advantage of that outside strike. I don't think Stevanovic was quite ready for it as we head to the bottom of inning number 2. 1-0. The Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers lead the Mammoths. You're watching the USPBL Network.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal-getter or dream chaser, an empty nester or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
When it's time for baseball, it's time for beer. Two Hearted Ale has been named the #1 beer in America for the past 4 years by members of the American Home Brewers Association. Play ball with the best. Two Hearted Ale, the iconic American IPA from Bell's Brewery, Comstock, Michigan. Please drink responsibly. 1-0. Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers on top of the Westside Woolly Mammoths thanks to Christian Ortega. He turned down a fastball, got every stitch of it, as Dre Williams Nelson, Alex Garbisic, and Nick Webb will be the 3 Mammoths coming to the plate here in inning number 2.
And Lokinen was in control in that first inning, sitting down 2 of the 3 batters by strikeouts. So we'll see if this heart of the order for the Mammoths can come through here.
Dre Williams Nelson is a guy that he came to the USPBL midway through last season, and all he did was get better. And he started off this season right where he left off. Already has a long ball to his name. First pitch, wow, that outside strike is there to righties.
Yeah,
that has been consistently. They're giving a little bit of room off the plate away. That was in a similar spot to the pitch that ended the top half of the inning. Oh boy, it's consistent. That's a strike. That was a strike. Top half of the inning, it's a strike here, and I think you're going to see batters start to crowd the plate. The 0-2. Swinging a ground ball back up the middle. Schubert comes over. He can knock it down, but that's all he can do. It's a hit for Dre Williams Nelson to get the inning started for the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
And you like the effort there by Schubert to dive for it, to cut it off so it didn't go pass into center field more, holding Williams Nelson to a single, but he's picking up where he left off yesterday. He had a 3-for-3 game, had a single, a triple, and a home run in yesterday's game against the Unicorns. So he's going to be a guy, coming off from last season, building off that momentum as one of the key pieces in that middle of the lineup for Taylor Jalkowski.
Alex Garbisic comes to the plate, watches ball one miss high and away. And if you're Taylor Jelenkowski, you'd love to get that run right back. Basically hit the reset button, stifle any momentum the Beavers may have. Pickoff move to first, and Williams Nelson back in easily. When you have two of the better pitchers in the league, you're assuming runs are going to be at a premium. And with that assumption, if you go down 1 or 2 early, that could be a much bigger hole than against some other arms you may face later on in the season.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially guys like Loken and Esposito on the mound. They're going to give you everything they got. It's going to be really tough to hit off of, and you got to be there at the right time, to hit it, just like Ortega did in the last inning. And you look at a guy like Garbasic, who was at the top of the order a few games ago, now making a change here at that 5 spot in a different circumstance.
Count 1-2 to the third baseman for the Mammoths, Alex Garbisic. Williams Nelson off of first. Lokenen stares in, gets the sign, the kick and deal. Swinging a high chopper, no chance for 2. Lokenen throws to first, and they barely get Garbisic. Well, if you can manage to put it that high in the air, you're going to get a chance for an infield hit. Moves Dre Williams Nelson up into scoring position, 1 on, 1 away for Nick Webb.
Yeah, there was no chance to turn 2 there if you're Lokenen. He made the right play to just send it over to Ortega for the for sure out. You can't afford to play hero ball and not get anything out there. So you're better just taking 1 rather than none.
Nick Webb to the plate, lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch fastball, called strike, nips that high and outside corner. Fastball for Lokenen right now, sitting high 80s. The runner in scoring position, love to get a quiet out here, a pop-out, strikeout, maybe roll over something. The 0-1. Called strike. And that pitcher's pitch, well, whether it's a lefty or a righty, they're going to tell everyone in that dugout, hey, go up there ready to swing. Counts 0-2. Lokenen set, holds the deal. Way outside, no chance for Webb to offer at that one. Count goes to 1-2.
Yeah, that was just downstairs, not in a way that Webb could hit at it. So just a good eye by him to just stay in this count.
So he's gone away. And Webb stands middle of the box. Let's see if they try to bust him in here. The 1-2. Wave and a miss. He was thinking fastball inside, or ended up being breaking ball away. The third punch out of the evening for Greg Lokenen, and that brings up the designated hitter, Zach Beadle.
That's just good communication between the pitcher and catcher. Lokenen read the sign from his catcher, Ranko Stevanovic, and able to go into him and fooled Webb right there, which is really crucial. And something I talked with him about before the game is having that chemistry, with your catcher, especially a guy you really haven't worked with before. And Saturday, being the first time, getting to know each other in a real-time game, we've got a pitch clock violation.
So, but on who? Let's see. The umpire just pointed to his watch. It looks like it's going to be on Lokenen, which, with the pitch clock being introduced last year, the first few weekends we had issues as Dre Williams Nelson off for third, pitch fouled deep out of play down that right field line. But when it was implemented once or twice a game or so, for the first couple weekends, it would pop up. By the time we got into July, maybe once a weekend, once every other weekend, guys acclimated pretty quickly to the pitch clock.
Yeah, and it's something that players, and the pitchers have gotten used to.
Swing and a fly ball right center field. Perez camps underneath it, brings it in, and that'll do it for the Mammoths in the second. A single, but nothing more. We've played 2 innings of baseball. The Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers won, Westside nothing. You're watching the USPBL Network.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers on top of the Westside Woolly Mammoths. 9-1-2 due up for the Beavers. Schubert, Wilcoxon, Perez. Brady Beaton alongside Alex Johnson as we get you started on a Memorial Day weekend. Thank you so much for making us a part of your Friday night. Michael Esposito, well, he's made one mistake, and Christian Ortega made him pay in a big way with the solo shot last inning.
Yeah, but he's able to come back nicely after that. No, mistakes are bound to happen, but for Esposito, it's not going to phase him. It was still early on in the game. You're able to just move on from it. He got 3 straight outs, after allowing that first pitch home run. But you got the 9-1-2 hitters coming up. If you're able to get a quick inning of work, get your offense back out up to the plate, and make something happen.
Peyton Schubert comes to the plate. Left-handed hitter, lefty-lefty matchup, and the first pitch misses just a hair low. The fastball. 1-0. Next offering, wave and a miss, 92 up and in on the zone. And Schubert couldn't find the barrel.
Schubert coming from Edward Waters University, Division II school, looking to make a good impact early on, to start the season. He's 1 for 5 so far, but has had some good moments, throughout last weekend.
Holds up on a pitch away. If that fastball was near the top of the zone, couldn't get that call up. 3-1 to the 9-hole hitting Schubert. Love to get the leadoff man aboard, set the table for the top of the order. Called strike, and I don't think Schubert agreed with it.
Yeah, that was a borderline pitch. That could have gone either way. Was just right on that imaginary line of the strike zone.
3-2, fouled back off the top of the screen. It's been a healthy dose of the fastball, especially with a lefty on the plate. You know it's the 9-hole hitter and you don't want to walk him, but see if he comes with the slide piece here. Swing and a foul back out of play. That was a middle fastball, a challenge pitch if I've ever seen one, and it was fouled away by Schubert. Esposito looking for the put-away stuff. Works into the motion, the offering. Swing and a foul tip off the helmet mask. I think that caught the umpire. Combs will go out and give him just a moment. Yeah, 93 inner part of the plate. You go with another fastball. At some point, you have to think the slider's coming, right?
Yeah, you have to. Schubert's thinking fastball, but if Esposito can just maybe send this one in here, it's just difficult here on 3-2. You don't want to walk him.
Slider called strike, and, well, Peyton Schubert, the latest victim of that outside strike call. That is the third punch out of the day. Back-to-back looking Ks for Michael Esposito. As the lineup turns over, nobody on, 1 away, 1-0 Beavers, and Ben Wilcoxon coming to the plate.
Yeah.
Lined one over the head of Dre Williams-Nelson his first time up.
Yeah, he did. But I was just going back over to how the umpires have been calling it here on the strike zone. No, it's been outer part that was maybe a little bit outside, but that home plate umpire has been consistent in calling it a strike. That's something that the hitters will have to catch on here. Now they're coming up here for this second time go around.
1-1 to Wilcoxon. Esposito works from the third base side of the rubber. The offering. Called strike, and, well, Ben Wilcoxon looks skyward. No answers up there. 1-2. Esposito gets the sign, the offering. Swing and a ground ball to short, taken by Seltzer. Throw to first, and they get Wilcoxon by a step. Almost some miscommunication between Garbasic and Seltzer. All's well that ends well, and there's 2 away here in the third.
Yeah, there was just a weak contact there by Wilcoxon. Just moved very slowly, for Seltzer to get and just get it there in time. And Webb had to get it from underneath his glove. It was off the dirt, so it made it more of a difficult play than it had to be.
Bramden Perez to the plate. Popped out on the right side last time. Watches ball one miss ankle high. Esposito into the motion, the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Fastball at 92 overpowered him. And with him working that slider in just a little more, the threat of the slider makes that fastball, gets on you just a little quicker. The 1-1 fouled straight back.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, we've been talking about throughout this entire game so far is how Esposito going to utilize that slider, because in his last game he was about 90 to 95% fastball in that first game against the Unicorns. He's able to get out of there with no runs, in 3 innings of work. But now in the second time, you make adjustments. And
swing and a miss, and we'll put a pin in that as the Beavers, for the first time tonight, go down in order. A couple of strikeouts for Michael Esposito. Bramden Perez, the 5th third out of the game. We've played 2.5 innings. And there's JJ the Water Boy, sponsored by Michigan First Credit Union. He always makes sure our umpires have water. They're ready to go. He'll get a treat for his efforts and to get him ready for the rest of this game.
The star of the show, and
we'll get a chance to see JJ throughout the rest of the game. We'll step aside, come back with the bottom of the third, and the Mammoths coming up here on the USPBL Network.
I'm Anthony Tomey, CEO of Tomey Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. With 50 Jimmy Johns and over 700 employees, it's a challenge to manage operations. What could possibly go wrong with owning 50 Jimmy Johns? People don't show up, equipment fail, run out of bread, no tomatoes, we need onions. Many different things can happen. Tryon allows us to really focus on the food and the operations of the restaurant.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
And there we have a young fan just got done running the bases. Gets a round of applause from a pretty full crowd here at Jimmy John's Field. Everyone enjoying the beautiful sunshine, blue skies. This is ideal baseball weather, and the Beavers have scored the only run of the game. They lead it 1-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. It's Combs, Seltzer, and Pastor 8-9-1 as Greg Lokinen. Well, he's been baffling these Mammoth bats through the first couple of innings.
Yeah, he's been picking up where he left off on Saturday against the Hoppers, and he's just in control right now and no sign of slowing down. But this is a really good night here for baseball, Brady. You know, Memorial Day weekend, you have fans coming off no school or work, have a long weekend, 3-4 day weekend, coming out to the ballpark here tonight to enjoy themselves here, you know, with the second week of the season. Oh, we had a really good opening weekend. It's just going to get really good here from this point on.
Scott Combs swings the first pitch, fouls it off, and I don't know if there's fans in front of us that are enjoying some hot dogs, but the smell of a hot dog is permeating the air here at Jimmy John's Field, and I'm going to be honest, we're only a few innings in, but it makes me want to try to, in between innings, sneak out and grab a hot dog, because it is a classic ballpark feel here today. As you see, plenty of fans here behind home plate, enjoying what they've seen so far. Some of that cottonwood falling. Picturesque here in Utica.
Well, making me feel hungry here, Brady, for a hot dog right now. And
1 ball, 2 strikes to the catcher, Scott Combs. Lokinen into the motion, the pitch. Way up high. That was a challenge fastball, or at least maybe trying to get him to chase up near the letters, but when you miss neck high, there's not a lot for Combs to offer at.
Yeah, especially how Lokinen has been mastering his pitches and locating them, and that one.
Well, Lokinen trying to get that outside strike that's been called maybe just a hair too far away, even for the extended zone we've seen today. The 3-2. Swing and a mile-high pop-up on the right side. 3 different Beavers converge, and it's Schubert that calls them both off from second base. Combs officially pops out to the second baseman, and it's 1 up, 1 down as Colby Seltzer comes to the plate.
And a lot of hang time on that. Scott Combs just got a little bit underneath it, but Schubert, good job by him, as there was his first baseman and his right fielder right over by there. But Schubert did the right thing, just to call everyone off, just to make that play.
And that's a pitch I think Combs is going to want back. That's 87 center cut. That's a pitch you might not get again for a game or two. It might be a while before you get a pitch right over the heart of the plate, and to pop that one out, that can be a bit frustrating.
Yeah, that's really up. It really is. Even if you're a little bit too early or too late on the pitch, those few milliseconds, it just impacts on where the ball is going to go. Because if you hit it right on the money, you hit one out of the park like Ortega did. But if you're a tad early or a tad late, it's just a pop-up or a fly ball that's going to be an out.
2-1 to Colby Seltzer. 9-hole hitting shortstop here for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. The offering, swing and a fly ball center field. Perez going back. He has room. Settles in a few strides before the warning track, and it's 2 up, 2 down, and the first time through the order for Greg Lokinen, and he's allowed just 1 single to Dre Williams-Nelson, and that wasn't even a extremely hard hit ball. That's an A+ for Greg Lokinen, first time through the order.
Yeah, that's really good work, good stuff by him, and we were wondering what he was going to do coming off that good start in Game 1 of Saturday night, but no sign of him, of any sign of weakness up to this point, but he's done his job, and Seltzer gave that ball a little bit of a ride, almost near at the warning track, but nonetheless, he's been in control, and that's what you got to have as a pitcher, especially for him, in this league. He's been in the league for a few years now, and you get the feel of Jimmy John's Field, and you get the feel of all the coaches, but having his game nailed down to a T like he did right there with that off-speed pitch, he is going to be in command, and is a big reason why he's one of the top pitchers in this league right now.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Nick Pastor. Flied out to left his first time up. Wave and a miss. Guessed fastball, guessed wrong. And Greg Lokinen, 4 punch-outs on the day. The Mammoths go down in short order. We've played 3. 1-0 Beavers on a Christian Ortega solo shot. You're watching it.
Perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
Three innings down, and the Beavers have a 1-0 advantage over the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Heart of the order due up for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. Malik Bolin, Ray Hilbrick, and Christian Ortega coming to the plate. The 3-4-5 hitters is Michael Esposito. He's pitched well, but his one mistake's been punished, and that's why he's down 1-0.
Yeah, no, besides that, he's had a good, solid performance, and, just trying to do what he can do here. It's hard to stay perfect, but he did a really good job with using his slider more, which was really been emphasized after allowing that home run, is how you're able to build off, of a mistake like that. And Esposito, has just done a good job of just reeling things back in and just playing his style of play, because once you get into allowing a home run like that, it ruins your momentum, it ruins your rhythm. And it gets guys, off to where they're supposed to be. But for Esposito, he has done a good job of getting back to how he's pitched. And just he needs his offense right now to come back up and get him the run support.
Malik Bolin, he struck out last time, and I must have been sensing something, because he flies out to center field. Pastor brings it in. 1 up, 1 down on the flyout. And since the home run, Esposito has retired 7 straight Beavers as Ray Hilbrick comes to the plate.
And this is the kind of stuff we saw against Unicorns, where he had a really good performance. He just was solid throughout and just didn't really have any much trouble with the Unicorns batters.
First pitch fouled high and out of play down the left field line. Hilbrick rolled over one to the right side to end the first inning last time up. Tell you what, Esposito, he's not afraid to come over the plate with that fastball. Oh, and he nearly catches Hilbrick, as that was a slider that didn't slide. He had to duck and nearly avoided it. I guess the slider's a little better than his mid-90s fastball coming in with some chin music. And right on cue, there's a 92-mile-per-hour fastball that forces Hilbrick to dance out of the way. 2-1.
That's not what he had in mind there. Just needs to get the good sign from Combs.
Turns on one, but hits it foul. Barreled up the fastball. Actually got out in front of that Esposito heater.
Yeah, Hilbrick.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and after inside. Be curious to see if he tries to get the put-away pitch, outer part of the plate, get him to change the eye level a little bit. And there's the idea, just missed low and away and didn't get the chase from Hilbrick.
Yeah, no, Hilbrick was thinking about it, but he made the wise choice to hold back. Not enough to get an appeal, but you force a full count.
3-2, foul tip off the glove. Esposito trying to find that put-away stuff. This will be pitch number 55. Has not been the most economical with his pitches, but there have been worse outings. especially since he's only given up the 2 hits. Fortunately for him, one was a home run, chopper foul. And these Beavers can be pests in the box at times, and that's what's driven up the pitch count just a bit.
And they're, especially these guys, especially Hilbert, he's a guy that's not going to strike out a lot. But being the batting champion last year, he's a very disciplined player at the plate. You rarely see guys go after pitches that are outside the zone. So Hilbert is going to give you everything as he fouls that one off again. He's going to make you pay, and he's going to be a hard out. So
3 balls, 2 strikes. Hilbrick taps home plate. Waits as Esposito trying to find the put-away stuff, the offering. Can't get that outside strike call, and I think Esposito a little upset, thinking he's gotten that call before. Gives up the first walk of the game, so 1 on, 1 away for the man who scored the only run so far, Christian Ortega. Put one deep over that left field fence. Runner on first. Chance to do some more damage.
And we'll see what he can do here. We'll see how Esposito challenges him this time.
First pitch slider up in the zone, and doesn't surprise me he came with the slider after Ortega turned on a fastball last time. For the 0-1, throw over to first. Hilbrick back in upright.
Yeah, he doesn't want to make that same mistake again. Second time around, both players are making adjustments. Ortega didn't really have to do one because he got that home run. Ooh.
Big hack. He was looking for an encore performance. Waved at it and missed. 0-2. Now 0-2. You're ahead of the lone guy that's really hurt you. You can maybe go fishing for a ground ball here. Throwing off speed below the knees. The 0-2. And that's what he was looking for. Off speed low and away. Ortega disciplined enough to just spit on it.
A guy that struck out only 16 times last season. Even though he hit 241, but he did send 5 home runs over the fence.
Check swing. Did he go? Ooh, a field umpire not in the best spot. I mean, with where he's at, it's not much better angle than behind the plate. But that was a borderline swing, and I think Ortega, well, he's got some new life. Yeah, from that spot, that's going to be almost impossible to see. Had new life for one more pitch. Fastball perfectly placed on the inner part of the black. And it's 2 away with a runner on first for Rafael Burgos.
A good job getting him inside at 91 by Esposito. I thought on that pitch before he went around.
Yeah, I thought so too, but as the old saying goes, ball don't lie. And Ortega goes down with a strikeout, but instead of it being a frontwards K, flip it around as Burgos pops the first one back up and out of play. Flied out to right field last time.
And he's going to be a guy that is going to be interesting to watch throughout this season. Coach John Dombrowski spoke with me about it last week and how he's really excited for him. As a man coming from Puerto Rico and has a lot of good athleticism and really good in build to his man going over at 6 feet 230.
1-1 going off for second. Hilbrick and no throw as Combs lost it on the transfer. Hilbrick puts himself in scoring position. Second time the Beavers have swiped second. And I like that idea with 2 away. Hey, if you get thrown out, all right, you start with Burgos again. And if you're successful, well, now you're in scoring position with 2 away. The 1-2. Strike 3 called. That's way too good of a pitch to watch go by. And a couple of backwards Ks for Michael Esposito as we finish the top of the 4th. Still 1-0 Beavers. Mammoths looking to break through Greg Lokinen when we come back. You're watching the USPBL Network.
Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great time at Jimmy John's Field experiencing another exciting baseball game. This ballpark is one of many quality of life recreational assets Macomb County has to offer. And as you leave here today, let me invite you to explore Macomb County's diverse range of outdoor assets by visiting MakeMacomb.com. You'll find that Macomb County's trails are open year-long and available for walking, running, biking, as well as paddling along with Clinton River. In Macomb County, there is something for everyone. Find out more about Macomb County's 4 seasons of fun by visiting MakeMacomBYourHome.com. Now let's play ball.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
Fans enjoying a pitcher's duel here at Jimmy John's Field. Brady Beaton alongside Alex Johnson as the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers have the 1-0 advantage over the Westside Woolly Mammoths. We're in the bottom of the 4th. It's 2-3-4 due up for the Mammoths as Greg Lokinen, he has been dealing, see a little bit of action in that Mammoth bullpen. The pitch count for Esposito has raised just a bit. We'll see if he comes back out for the 5th. Anthony Sharkus, he went down looking in his first and only at-bat of the game. First pitch, swing, stung into deep center field. Perez going back, won't make the catch. That rolls up against the wall. Sharkus easily around second. He'll hustle into third, stand up triple to lead off the bottom of the 4th inning. And Sharkus puts his team in a perfect spot to tie this one up in the middle innings.
That came off right off the bat, an exit velocity 98 miles an hour. Sharkus took that one to the deepest part of the ballpark. Good effort by Brandon Perez. Almost had a diving catch to rob him of that base hit, but just couldn't get there. Went all the way to the wall. Sharkus with his speed, standing up all the way at third base. And now the Mammoths just get one more hit here or a sac fly here to tie the game up. But really good job here by Sharkus, picking up where he left off last week, and a huge reason why he was the player of the week, making plays like that.
That was an 87-mile-per-hour fastball down the middle that he did not miss. Called strike on Florentino and a couple of breaking balls, and Lokinen seems unbothered by that triple. Ahead 0-2 to Florentino. Strikeout victim the first time up. Strikeout victim the second time up. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. And Florentino is retired on 3 straight pitches. Lokinen, 5th punch out of the game as Dre William Nelson comes to the plate.
That was just a huge out to get Florentino. No, he's a guy that had a lot of power last season. No, we haven't seen that yet, but it's going to come. But you got another tough guy right here, Dre Williams Nelson, who had a really good game yesterday.
Swings at the first pitch, out in front, and Lokinen, second time through the order. Looks like he wants to utilize that breaking stuff a little more.
Yeah, just try to mix it up and not become predictable. The infield's not totally in, no, with the runner on third and 1 out.
Bunt attempt, fouled straight back. I don't know if that was a bunt for a hit, as you mentioned. The infield not playing particularly in, or if that was maybe a safety squeeze situation. But Dre Williams Nelson behind 0-2, and since giving up the triple, 5 straight strikes thrown by Greg Lokinen. Comes set, kick in the deal. Swing and a jam shot to first. Ortega steps on first and won't offer it at the plate. And Williams Nelson may not be the prettiest swing he's ever had, but he does the job. Ties the game up here in the bottom of the 4th with the RBI ground out.
And you don't have to hit, to be the hero every time. No plays like that, will go down as a ground out and an RBI. Dre Williams Nelson did get the job done, to bring Sharkus home. you couldn't afford to leave a guy stranded, so you did your job, and you're back even, and it's a brand new game. So
Garbasic watches ball one go by as Williams Nelson gets a little bit of love along with Sharkus, who started off the inning with the triple. 1-1 game here in the bottom of the fourth. And Williams Nelson, that ground out, is almost a good thing he didn't hit it very hard at all, because if he stings one right at Ortega, I don't think Sharkus has a chance to score.
yeah, Ortega was thinking about that, but he knew that the play would be tardy, so it's just those kind of plays where, like you said, it just matters of how hard or how soft you hit it, and it severely impacts the rest of the game, because if he just hit a line drive shot or it takes one bounce, we could be having a different story right now here, Brady, and the game would drastically be changed, the rest of the way. So
2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, 2 away. A run already home in the inning. Garbasic offers, swing and a foul out of play, as Lokinen has now crossed the 50-pitch barrier. Yeah, He's retired the majority of the Mammoths fairly quickly, and a couple of hits he did give up were early in the count. The 2-2 missed a bit low. Not a bad pitch, a better take from Garbasic.
Yeah, just discipline right there. Just watching his eye and making sure that was not going to hit the strike zone. It just fell below it. So he's still alive here with this full count.
And he spoils another pitch back and out of play. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Alex Garbasic, the third baseman for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. 2 gone in the inning. Lokinen into the windup. The 3-2. Can't find it. Ball 4 and a 2-out walk puts the Mammoths back on the base pass as Nick Webb comes to the plate.
Now the first free pass for Lokinen here today. That one just a tad out of the zone, and Garbasic knew it. He dropped his bat, and he did that before the umpire would call it. Now, oftentimes when you see players do that, the umpire doesn't get happy and calls a strike on you. But
well, that's been in the area where it has been a strike. First pitch swinging for Webb, back out of play. He was one of a few strikeout victims in this Mammoth lineup the first time up. If he can find his way on board, all of a sudden you might have a 2-out rally brewing, and instead of just heading into the 5th with a tie, might be able to flip the script, take the lead. The 0-1 misses away off speed.
And that's what happened. That's what happened to them against Unicorns on Friday night when it was in the bottom of the 8th. The Unicorns had nobody on with 2 outs, and then 2 batters later they tied the game up. So the inning's not over till it's over, and just because it's 2 outs, doesn't mean you just pack it up and get ready for the next inning. You want to take every at bat seriously, because you're trying to make yourself better and make yourself marketable for these MLB scouts that are keeping an eye on you and watching you every single game.
1-2, wave and a miss on the off speed, and for the second straight at bat, Nick Webb goes down on strikes, but not before. The Westside Woolly Mammoths tie it thanks to the leadoff triple from Anthony Sharkus and the RBI from Dre Williams Nelson. We head to the 5th, all knotted up at 1 here on the USPBL Network.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. FSBcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood, because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things.
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. you know you want to.
Stands packed here on a Friday night as we have a tie ball game entering the 5th inning, and we have a new pitcher entering the 5th inning. It will be the 6'1" right-hander out of Baxley, Georgia. Trey Jones will take the bump for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. And that officially means Michael Esposito will get a no decision today. He goes 4 innings, gives up 1 earned, strikes out 6, doesn't walk anyone, and just gives up a couple hits. Walked 1 as he only gave up a couple hits in this one. And it's up to Trey Jones to take the baton and keep it going.
Yeah, Jones was phenomenal on Sunday, Brady. He really got the job done coming out of the bullpen for Taylor Jellikowski, shutting down the Unicorns. He pitched 5 innings out of the pen, 7 strikeouts, 2 hits, no earned runs, and retired 13 straight Unicorns at one point. He's looking to build off that game and try to keep the score where it is right now. But going back to Esposito, he did his job. No, he did allow that 1 home run, but he settled in the rest of the way. That was the only damage that happened to him. So now it's up to the strong Mammoths pen that has been dominant throughout the first few games of the season, especially with Jones. He's going to be another tough customer here for the Beavers tonight.
Gets us started with a 92-mile-per-hour fastball. And that McLennan fouls back. It's 7, 8, 9 in the Beavers order. Next pitch, another fastball, another strike. Quickly 0-2 on McLennan. Rolled over 1 to second. His first and only at-bat of the game. The 0-2 offering. Rolls over 1 this time to the left side. Glove by Garbasic. Throw to first. Nice stretch by Webb. And McLennan is retired.
Yeah, good job there by Webb to stretch it out so his foot didn't step off the bag. No, McLennan thought he was safe, but able to keep his foot on the bag. That's just really tough to do as he was just stretching out for it. But he got the job done to retire McLennan, and it's going to be interesting to see how the Beavers handle Trey Jones on the mound, because like I mentioned, the Unicorns had nothing to show for it when he was on the bump on Sunday. 13 straight retired, and it was just all Mammoths in that game on Sunday. And
Ranko Stevanovic comes up to the plate. Went down looking to end the second last time up. Trey Jones delivers. Takes something off that one. Missed way up high. Not where you're looking to miss with the off speed. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 away here in the top of inning number 5. We're deadlocked at 1 run aside. It was Christian Ortega for the Beavers that got it started. And then last inning, Sharkis tripled, and he was eventually sent home by Dre Williams-Nelson. Trey Jones, he works from, when I mean the extreme first base side of the rubber. He's barely on the mound. The 1-2 offering. Fastball misses. Not a bad pitch from Trey Jones.
And that could have been a strike call. Like, it was just right on the edge. Umpire didn't really think of it that way, but.
Next pitch, swing and a foul straight back.
Yeah, that was just below the strike zone for Stevanovic. Just fortunately got a piece of it. He's a man coming from Chicago, played at Division III school at North Park University, where he was just really good his time there. He led in all the categories in his final year back in the 2022 season. So
2-2 swing and lifted high, not deep into right field. Florentino and Williams-Nelson run into each other, but it's Williams-Nelson who comes away with it. And that is out number 2.
That was a collision right there. Did not want that to happen.
Now, I will say, from the booth, they were communicating. I could hear, I don't know who it was, but one of them was yelling, "I've got it, I've got it, I've got it." So for all those coaches out there, you definitely know that they were communicating.
Yeah, you just don't want something like that where you collide and it falls right in between both of you out there. And
And one thing people may not think of, especially when you get to the professional leagues, is sometimes there is a bit of a language barrier. Florentino, out and right from the Dominican Republic, doesn't speak as fluent of English as some others that you might be used to, and that's something that at the lower levels in high school and in college that you might take for granted. So the communication you have to find a way to make that work because, well, Florentino, especially last year, was one of the best in the league, and that time maybe a bit of a communication issue. It wasn't from not talking, it was just maybe a language barrier that you just don't have to deal with in a lot of other instances.
Yeah, especially, we got a lot of these guys who are coming over from international, and you see that a lot in the major leagues too, where you get guys that have like the language barrier, but you want to be able just to communicate. Even you have sign signals to know what you need.
3-1 hit back up the middle, tailing away, caught in center. Nick Pastor looks it into the glove and robs extra bases from Peyton Schubert. Ends the inning for the Beavers. How about it? Nick Pastor, all smiles, and he should be. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Still tied at 1 here on the USPBL Network.
There are many things you can rely on in this world, like a sunny day brightening your mood, your mom baking the world's best apple pie, and never a dull moment in running your business. And when it comes to time-consuming HR tasks, you can rely on Tryon. Tryon can handle payroll and taxes, employee benefits, and more, so you can stay focused on attracting and retaining the best talent. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Fifth Third Bank. Yeah, it's a quirky name. But here's the thing. 5/3 equals 166.7%. So we put 166.7% into everything we do. Like automatically getting you your paycheck up to 2 days early. Giving you well-deserved extra time to avoid overdraft fees. And helping you borrow from your future self. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Jimmy John's Field here in downtown Utica. Still tied at 1 here in the bottom of the 6th, and it was Nick Pastor showing off the heroics to end the last half inning, and that probably took away a double. I know the left fielder was coming over, and Sharkus, if he cuts it off, maybe holds it to 2, but if it gets by him, that's triple territory with 2 away.
Yeah, that's an incredible catch by Nick Pastor. Able to read the play and able to move over to his right, a few steps, and stretch it out for him, making that Superman-style catch, to rob Schubert, of a double, maybe possibly a triple. It was a similar play, similar catch that Pastor made that Blake Van Diver of the Hoppers did last week against the Beavers, where it was a bases-loaded situation and 1 out, resulted in a sac fly. But he just made an unbelievable catch that could have resulted in 2, maybe 3 runs, back on Saturday. But you got to give credit to Nick Pastor right there for making the hustle play and diving for it and making one of the most unbelievable catches we've seen so far this season.
Zach Beadle, after not a pretty-looking first pitch swing, used his timeout. Watches ball 1 miss away. So it's Beadle, Combs, and Seltzer coming to the plate. Bottom third of the lineup for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. 1-1 game here in the 5th. Swing. Ball that has to go through TSA. It's up in the heavens. On the left side, Wilcoxon brings it in for out number 1.
It just was hanging up there all the time. It might want to just stay up there and go to the moon.
And that one is a pitch he's going to want back. That's a off-speed pitch, right center cut, middle, and those are the pitches you dream about in batting practice. But Lokinen gets away with it, and Scott Combs comes to the plate. 0 for 1 today, popped out to the right side of the infield. First pitch slider misses low, ball 1.
Yeah, Combs had a similar situation where he popped out to second It is first time up, and at similar situation where he had a good pitch to swing at, was just a little late on it.
The 1-0. Misses away 2-0. Still no action in that Beaver bullpen, so Lokinen, I have a feeling, in for the long haul, only at 62 pitches here in the fifth. And his, from everything we've heard, his arm ready to go as a fastball misses away 3-0. And Alex, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this is the first 3-0 count that Greg Lokinen has had to face here in this game.
Yeah, he hasn't had to deal with a lot, but this is the first 3-0 count, so really first time he's fallen behind mightily. But Coach John Dabrowski is going to make him go as far as he can go. After what happened the other night, you really need something to get yourself back into the swing of things. Those rough games are going to happen, and it's going to happen to every team. Doesn't matter what level, doesn't matter what league. Those nights are going to happen. It's just how you're going to respond.
From 3-1 to 3-2, Lokinen trying to get all the way back.
And it was just rough from the start, back on Tuesday. And it just got away from them too early, and it was difficult to get back.
3-2 misses low, and that's the second walk from Lokinen. Second in as many innings, with 1 on and 1 away, brings up the 9-hole hitting shortstop, Colby Seltzer.
Yeah, that pitch was just down in the bottom part of the zone. Combs didn't chase after it. He gets rewarded with a 1-out walk. And now if you're Birmingham here, you really want to turn 2 to get out of this inning. And they're going to ride on Lokinen as much as they can, but you don't want to tire out his arm. It's only his second start of the year. You want to be able to get your guys into it. But I understand what coming from Coach Dombrowski after really going into his pen on Tuesday.
The 0-1 here from Seltzer, called strike, and the sun just starting to set behind the grandstands on our left field side, and you can feel the cool starting to come over Jimmy John's Field as the lights are turned on. There you see a picturesque sunset downtown Utica. How can you not be romantic about baseball? Count 0-2 to Colby Seltzer. Runner on first, Scott Combs. Lokinen, high leg kick delivery. Misses in the dirt, and Combs thought about going, thought better of it.
Good job there by Stevanovic to stop it before that one went to the backstop. Just a very short, behind home plate, so not a lot of room.
1-2. Swing and a line drive up the middle. Coming up, Perez. He dives, can't make the catch. Combs was heading back to first, so he'll get an out either way. But a heck of an effort from Perez. If that one gets by him, that might roll all the way to the 395 sign out in center field. It was a nice job to knock it down, if nothing else. Picks up his pitcher, and there's 2 away on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, Perez, was going out there. He said it didn't fully make the catch as it touched the ground. It bobbled out of his glove, but you were able to get at least an out there at second base. So you got to be happy about that, but I know Seltzer is just not pleased about it, but not going to get rewarded with a hit. Instead, it's going to go down as a fielder's choice.
First pitch missed somewhere. Count 1-0. Next offering, called strike on the black away from Nick Pastor. 0 for 2 today, third time he's had to face Lokinen.
He made that incredible catch in the last inning.
See if he can bring some of that pizzazz to the plate. Pick off to first. Back in with a head-first slide, Seltzer. 1-1 ball game. We're in the bottom of the fifth. Esposito already out of the game for the Mammoths. He went 4 strong. Lokinen still going. Quick throw over. And the short, cautious lead for Seltzer allowed him to get back even with the delayed reaction. We got a ball and a strike to Nick Pastor. Outfield playing him to pull slightly. Lokinen. Set. Third pickoff. and that will give Seltzer second base. Again, with the new pickoff rule, same as you have in the major leagues. You can get 2 pickoff attempts, and on the third, you have to get the out. So Seltzer moves up to second, and Alex, I have to be honest, with 2 away, Seltzer wasn't getting that big of a lead. I don't know if I like that from Lokinen. Maybe one of his first mistakes he's made all night.
Yeah, I'm just not pleased about that, but Lokinen was just trying to keep Seltzer where he was, but like you said, Seltzer was not really much of giving him much time to throw, but like he was not any chance of running, rather, but
ground ball up the middle, hits off of Lokinen, no chance for Wilcoxon, and now there's runners on the corners on the single. That brings up Anthony Sharkis.
Yeah, just didn't get a good hop, over to Wilcoxon, just went out of his glove, and we'll see how that balk is going to come back to haunt the Beavers, as Seltzer was not really having much of a leadoff right there, so it was not in a chance to steal second, but Lokinen was thinking otherwise, and he gets called for the balk after trying to pick him off 3 times. And
first pitch swinging fair down the left field line. The Mammoths take the lead as Sharkis takes the turnaround first, heading to second, coming around third, into score past Storr, and he's up without a throw. 2 RBIs on the double from Anthony Sharkis, and welcome to the USPBL, Anthony Sharkis. How about that? A triple to lead off the 4th that scored a run, and then a 2 RBI double to give the Mammoths a 3-1 lead here in the 5th.
He just ripped that down the third base line over McLennan, and that is just one of the huge reasons why Sharkis is making himself known here, because of that contact hitting he was really dominant for and known for when he was at Madonna. He was an NAI second-team All-American, and he had unbelievable numbers, hitting almost 400 every year, since when transferring over to Madonna. But he has had incredible stats here to start the year. 2 more RBIs after having 3 in his first week in the USPBL, and he is going to be a phenomenal player to watch here this season, Brady, and it's just only going to get better for him.
Quick meeting with Greg Lokinen is still nobody, doesn't look like anyone up and stirring in the Beavers bullpen. Hard to tell. We have some of those umbrella tables blocking a little bit of our view. Don't have quite as clear of a view as we do the Mammoths bullpen. But it brings up Francis Florentino. He has an RBI opportunity, wave and a miss. He's been a strikeout victim twice over.
Yeah, he's just trying to get something going. We had a couple hits on Sunday against Unicorns, even though he got the job done in those situations. But I know he's trying to think big.
Quickly 0-2 to Florentino. Lokinen trying to limit the damage here in the 5th. Sharkis off a second. He broke the tie with his 2 RBI double a moment ago. The 0-2 swing and a fly ball left field. Medium depth as Bolin comes over, brings it in a few steps from the line, but not before Anthony Sharkis strikes again. Couple of runs come in to score on his double. We head to the 6th. Mammoths have their first lead of the game. You're watching the USPBL Network.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
back here on the USPBL network. And Alex, we were having an interesting conversation off the air, trying to figure out how to officially score it. Real quick, 3-1, the Mammoths are on top, but with some of these new rules, it takes a little bit of adjusting. And in that last inning, Colby Seltzer got to move up 90 feet because of the pickoff rule. And everyone up here in the press box were discussing, how do you score it? Because I was under the interpretation that it's a balk. And then the question came up, well, if there was a runner on third, do they get to score? And we have not been able to come up with a conclusive answer.
Yeah, just something interesting that MLB implemented, as part of speeding up the game, because a lot of the times you saw the pitcher picking off especially guys in the leadoff spot 4 or 5 times, and it was just slowing the game down. But
yeah, it's because that's baseball scoring in and of itself is a Herculean task. You'll have guys that are 20-year vets that something will pop up and they're going to have to check in on something. So now you add a new wrinkle to the mix after 150 years of professional baseball. And now it's just another thing to fit in there. And anything we tried to find was inconclusive at best. I believe it's technically a balk, but do they come across the score?
Yeah, just an interesting thing, because it's something I haven't seen in my time. Like if the bases were loaded in this new rule, or.
So one of our interns, Vance, has given us the thumbs up that yes, it does go in the book as a balk. So Charge Lokinen with a balk last inning. Ben Wilcoxon 1-2 pushes it just foul down the first base line. 1 for 2 today, singled to lead off the game, grounded out to short last time.
Yeah, he's going to be a guy that is going to continue to work every single at bat, and he has earned his spot in that number 1 spot in the lineup. Like I mentioned, he's worked really hard to get to that point, trying to improve from last season. He only hit .246 on the season, a guy from Kentucky Wesleyan College. So he's going to be a man in that leadoff spot for Coach Dombrowski.
Swing and a fly ball to left field. Sharkus comes in, can of corn, as he's been busy the last couple of innings. 1 up, 1 down on the lazy fly out. Brings up Brandon Perez. And yes, it is Bramden. Alex, when we're getting ready doing prep for this, I did have to double check. It is in fact Bramden with an M,
yeah,
not an N.
Yeah, not Brandon. It just fooled me for a second when I was here on Saturday.
I thought it was a typo when I first saw it, but no, Bramden Perez, and he will be one I don't forget anytime soon. 0 for 2 today. He's hoping to find something memorable as his Beavers are down a couple of runs here in the top of the 6th. The 0-1 ground ball to first, down to an E. Webb, he will hold off Trey Jones, and out of the pen, Trey Jones 5 up, 5 down, all on relatively weakly hit balls outside of the Peyton Schubert line drive to end last inning.
Yeah, he's been really more into that than throwing for strikeouts. But Jones is just going to be a reliable pitcher out of the pen for Coach Taylor Jalkowski. He was really pleased with him about that. I had a chance to talk with him about it on Sunday on how impressed he's been. And he's shown a lot of good work, especially in spring training and stuff, where you really get to show your coaches what you're made of. And he really fits the bill for what Taylor Jalkowski has in mind and his vision. A team that won the regular season last year but struggled and could not win it all in the championship game. So he's trying to be able to find the right pieces, and he's done that so far and has found a gem in Trey Jones here, even though this is only game 2 for him. But he's looking to be a bright spot in this league so far, Brady.
Bolin takes it the other way. Caught by Florentino. Everyone flashing the leather here today. Florentino says it's my turn, gives the fan the ball, or came up just a bit short. Florentino, he's all smiles. He should be. Back-to-back top plays to end the 5th and 6th. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-1 Mammoths here on the USPBL network.
that doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
The Westside Woolly Mammoths coming on strong, and we have a new arm on the bump for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers after Greg Lokinen. He had a strong start. Last inning got away as Julian Pichardo comes in relief.
Yeah, it was a good showing here by Lokinen, but unfortunately, no. Got into a little bit of trouble last inning with 2 outs. Got that double off of Anthony Sharkis that brought in 2 runs, and but still a quality start for Lokinen here today. And now he's looking to get his defense behind him and the offense to pick back up, starting with Julian Pichardo on the mound.
We also have a new catcher in Raymond Torres comes in. He is now the backstop for Pichardo. So a straight substitution, Torres for Stevanovic. The first pitch here to Dre Williams-Nelson is a ball 1-0.
Yeah, Torres came in game 2 on Saturday against the Hoppers and picked off a couple of guys. So he's going to be a really key piece behind the backstop for the Beavers. And they have a really good duo with Stevanovic and Torres behind the dish. So that's one of their strong suits on this team that is going to be really crucial to look out for the rest of the way.
Pichardo misses low and away to Dre Williams-Nelson. 2 productive at-bats for Williams-Nelson. The single to start it off, and, well, it wasn't his best swing last time, but it did the job. Drove in the first run for the Mammoths. 2-1, check swing, no swing and a pitch below the knees. 3-1 to Williams-Nelson, and well, the one thing you definitely do not want to do out of the bullpen is a first pitch walk or a first batter walk. The 3-1 swing, he rolls over one to short. Wilcoxon goes back, backhands it, fires to first, and retires Williams-Nelson with a couple steps to spare.
Yeah, good work there by Wilcoxon. He's able to make plays like that. It just took its time to go over here, but he's able to make an accurate throw with his backhand and just send it over to Ortega for the out. Those are the kind of plays that Wilcoxon does. He does get flashy at times, but making those heroic plays, but he knows when not to be super heroic and just get the job done.
First pitch here to Alex Garbasic. Called strike, and that's a breaking ball that ended up middle. 0-1. Pichardo set the deal, swinging another foul straight back. That's another pitch that caught a whole heck of a lot of plate. And Garbasic not able to make him pay, 0-2.
Yeah, Pichardo's going to do that, especially the kind of pitcher he is, has the experience, came over from the University of Fort Lauderdale.
0-2, called strike 3, paints the black away. Garbasic looks skyward. He'll have to go back to the dugout empty-handed. First punch out for Pichardo in relief, and it's 2 up, 2 down for the Mammoths here in the 6th.
Yeah, good off-speed stuff by Pichardo. Just got him inside, and freezing there was Garbasic. Just didn't know what to do, and he gets sent back to the dugout.
Nick Webb 0 for 2. 2 punch outs, both swinging. First pitch swinging, and it's down the left field line, slicing into the bullpen, foul. Malik Bolin to take the long, lonely walk back out in left field. Pichardo, after falling behind Dre Williams-Nelson, has recovered very nicely. The 0-1, bit in, a bit low. The count goes to 1-1.
Yeah, this is his second game of work here, Brady. He started game 2 against the Hoppers. He did take the loss, but it was still a good start, good outing. Went 5 innings, allowed 3 earned runs, 7 hits, and had 2 punch-outs and a walk. So not a bad start to start your year, but he's looking to recover here to try to keep this Beavers team in this game, because it's far from over. They only have 2 hits on the board, but if they're able to heat it up.
2-1, towering fly ball right field, playable for Hilbrick. Comes over, looks it into the glove, and Pichardo comes out of the pen, gets a ground out, gets a fly out, gets a strikeout, and sets the Mammoths down in order. Through 6 complete innings, it's the Mammoths 3, the Beavers 1. You're watching the USPBL Network. Excited fans here at Jimmy John's Field. They've seen some fun action on a Friday night. Thank you so much for making us a part of your Friday evening. Brady Beaton alongside Alex Johnson as the Westside Woolly Mammoths hold the 3-1 lead over the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. Trey Jones, in now his 3rd inning of relief, faces Ray Hilbrick, Christian Ortega, and Rafael Burgos.
Yeah, Trey Jones has just been a really good piece here tonight once again, and he's still dealing here. Taylor Jelkowski said he's going to go as far as he can here. There's no really strategy, no really like order he wants to get other guys in right now, but if Trey Cruz is dealing, he's going to stay with him. Like they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So.
Well, and I'm sure with just one game here to finish out the week, and I know they had some midweeks, but just one game that you can maybe go a couple extra pitches more, and you're going to have time to recover. As Hilbrick, healthy hack and a miss on the first pitch from Jones, 0-1. Hilbrick 0 for 1 today. A rare walk. He turns on one. Right field deep. Florentino goes back at the wall. Hits off his glove. Still in the ballpark. Hilbrick around first, and he will cruise into second. And he was mere inches away from a home run. Instead, stays in the ballpark, and it's a leadoff double. And while maybe not all of what Hilbrick wanted, a leadoff double, still pretty darn solid, especially when you're down 2 runs.
Yeah, absolutely. That one just carried out, just hit off the top of the wall, and Florentino right at it, couldn't make the catch. And Hilbrick thought it was out of here, but good work by him just to keep running, to make it to second base, and you bring the tying run up now in the 7th.
It's Christian Ortega. Got the scoring started all the way back in the second. It was a first pitch fastball he turned around on. And I don't know if he's seen a fastball since off speed, misses, or gets a called strike away. Hilbrick off a second, the pitch. Swing and a chopper over towards the third base dugout foul. 0-2. Ortega went down looking last time. But if you're Ortega, yes, a home run would be awesome. Tie it up. But your thought, I think, has to be, hey, get one back. We're now in the late innings. We're in the 7th. Get one back, make it a 1-run game. Another foul ball down the left field line. Just work on getting that run in from second. Do the job. And if you get on base, hey, that can ignite a rally. But if nothing else, You hit a ground ball to the right side and move him over. That's not the worst at-bat you could have.
Yeah, you want to be able to move the runner, obviously, and you want to be able to play hero ball, but...
And there's a ground ball up the middle. Great diving snag by Williams-Nelson. A throw way late, but a heck of an effort from Dre Williams-Nelson. Something in the air tonight. I don't know if there's a full moon or what, but these gloves of the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers flashing all over the place. If nothing else, that effort from Williams-Nelson forced Hilbrick to stop at third, but it's back-to-back hits, and there's runners on the corners with nobody out for Rafael Burgos.
Yeah, that's the best thing right now for the Mammoths. Even though you didn't get it out, but you left the run off the board.
First pitch, ooh, that caught the mask of Combs. He'll take a moment.
Yeah, but I think right now for Westside is, no, you need to get at least a double play here. It's just really tough here with no outs and runners on the corners. You don't want to surrender this lead after working so hard to get it. After trailing in the early part of the game, and Trey Jones, this is the really first time he's really had to go through a little bit of a jam. On Sunday, he was just on cruise control against Unicorns. Unicorns gave him no trouble at all, but tonight, it's just different here.
1-1 and a fly ball to right field. Florentino underneath of it. The tag from third does not come. Nice job by Florentino to get the momentum behind it, and that wasn't quite deep enough. And Burgos will go back to the dugout empty-handed. That's a big out, number one. A double play can get the Mammoths out of the jam here in the seventh as Max McLennan comes to the plate.
Well, at first glance, it was looking like it was going to be deep enough as Hilbrick was about to be ready to go, and then it kind of moved back in, and Florentino realized it and got underneath it.
Well, I think it was the way he was playing it. I think he wanted to be able to get a big running start as to build up the momentum, get that throw down to the plate as quick as possible. And, well, Hilbrick with only one away didn't want to roll the dice. First pitch, called strike, fastball, 91. Just barely nips that low outside corner.
Yeah, I can see that. You don't want to run yourself into an out, and you had runners on first and third and nobody out, but you want to be able to be smart because you're running out of outs, and you don't want to give away a prime opportunity because of a base running mistake.
McLennan running out of strikes quickly, 0-2. He's bounced out to second, and he's bounced out to third. Jones would love a third bounce out. Fastball misses way up high. 1-2. Runner on third, Hilbrick. He led the inning off with a double. Ortega singled. 3-1 Mammoths. They have the tying run aboard. The 1-2. Check swing. Appeal, no swing, says the field umpire. Count evens at 2-2. And that pitch had one intention, Alex. Roll over for a ground ball.
Yeah, that's what he was trying to look for Jones, and did not get it that time. And
2-2. Ground ball. Seltzer. Williams-Nelson to Webb. 6-4-3 as Trey Jones right on cue gets the ground ball, and the Beavers' threat is retired in the top of the seventh. It's stretch time here at Jimmy John's Field, and that means it's time for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, presented by Genesis Credit Union.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
Defense has been the name of the game here at Jimmy John's Field. There's a few fans that want to get Dre Williams-Nelson name on the baseball. He's a popular guy, and for good reason. Part of that inning-ending double play in the top of the 7th. 3-1 Westside Woolly Mammoths as Julian Pichardo comes back out to face the bottom third of the order. It's Beadle, Combs, and Seltzer coming to the plate.
And that's just going to be a huge turning point in the game because the Beavers had runners on first and third, nobody out, and you were thinking you were probably going to get at least one off the board.
Well, and how big is that diving stop from Dre Williams-Nelson? It didn't record an out, but it likely saved a run, and then you get a double play ball as Zach Beadle into center field and a snow cone catch by Perez. We're going to have all the best plays of the week, of the month in one game here, Alex. That's like the 4th best play we've seen. And it was a pretty darn impressive play from Perez out in center. Took a base hit away from Beadle.
Yeah, he just able to stay up on his feet to make that. It was just right down the middle of the plate by Beadle. What a good stop there by Perez. Almost lost his footing, but he was able to record the out, got it into his glove, and that's what you learn here at the USPBL is making those kind of plays, and Perez is just going to be on the highlight reel today as well. The other plays like Florentino and
Dre Williams-Nelson has splashed the leather a couple times. Scott Combs at the plate. He walked last time. Pichardo works out of the stretch at all times. It's a called strike. High outside corner on the off speed.
And don't forget Nick Pastores, too.
That was probably the play of the night so far. And it's heavy competition. We're not going to take this night for granted. We might go a few weeks before we see another play like that. Rolled over to short. Wilcoxon. Ortega brings it in. And it's quickly 2 away here in the Mammoth half of the 7th.
Yeah, Pichardo just working really quickly. Disappointed that the Beavers came away empty-handed and left 2 runners on base. So you just got to be able to just work through it, and now just get out of the inning really quickly and get your offense back to work. Because ever since that home run, by Ortega, it's just been limited opportunities.
2 out single into left. Seltzer barreled one up, and it's a base knock. The lineup turns over. Runner on first, 2 away. Nick Pastor comes to the plate.
And not really what you wanted to do here, especially with the number 9 hitter, to turn it over with 2 outs. But Seltzer had a good read on the ball, right in the strike zone at 79 miles an hour, and he gets rewarded with a 2-out base knock. And it's going to put a lot more pressure on Pichardo and the Beavers here.
You go back to the 5th when the Mammoths scored a couple runs. They did that with 2 away. Started off, there was a runner on first, Pastor singled, and then the double from Anthony Sharkis, who waits on deck. 1-0, swing and a towering fly ball right field. Hilbrick back, but well in front of the track. He brings it in for a loud out number 3. Through 7 complete innings, the Mammoths have the slight 3-1 edge over the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. We head to the 8th here on the USPBL Network.
Throughout your life, from big moments to ones well earned, we're your financial guardian angel. Alliance Catholic Credit Union.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
head to the top of inning number 8, and well, the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers running out of time. They trail 3-1. It's Raymond Torres the fourth, Peyton Schubert, and Ben Wilcoxon coming to the plate as Trey Jones has done a really nice job in relief. See how much of a leash they give him. He's faced a little bit of adversity last inning. This is inning number 4 of relief, and Alex, you just don't see relievers, and I know here at the USPBL, a lot of these guys are starters, and you can only, if you're only playing 1 or 2 games a weekend, not everyone's going to get a chance to start, but to get this length out of a reliever has to make Taylor Jelenkowski's life a lot easier in that Mammoth bullpen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or dugout.
Yeah, you don't want to be able to, tire out your bullpen. No, he didn't have to do that on Sunday. He did bring in Jacob Meyer in the 9th inning to close out that game. It was just 1 inning of relief, and it was just a quick inning. It wasn't anything hard for him. But, if you have getting a guy like Trey Jones who could go 4 or 5 innings out of the pen and doing this at a consistent rate like we've seen so far here in these first 2 weeks of the season, it's going to be a nightmare for the opposing teams. And having to see a guy, maybe not just once, but maybe twice, maybe 3 times, depending on the circumstance. So
Raymond Torres at the plate. This is his first at bat. That's as outside as we've had a strike called so far today. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Torres, 6 foot, 200-pound catcher out of Brooklyn. Spent a couple of years in the Washington National system. The 2-2. And Jones was seeing how far he could fish away to get that call. Well, found the line. It was right about there, and the count's full to Torres.
Yeah, just missed it off by a tad. And
first at-bat of the season for Torres. The 3-2. Wave and a miss, and he goes down on strikes. And Jones gets his first punch-out in relief.
Yeah, good work there as it was right over the heart of the plate at 92 on the gun. Just very surprising. This is only his first strikeout after having 7 against the Unicorns. And I talk about that a lot, and it's just when you make your first appearance on the USPBL, you're making a good impression for yourself, and it sets the tone on what you're going to be like, moving forward. And the fans, here just want to get a good eye on you and just seeing what you can bring to the table. And I like what Jones has done. He got into a little bit of trouble in that 7th inning, but his defense backed him up.
Peyton Jones in the air, Peyton Schubert rather, in the air to center field, and Pastor doesn't have to make a highlight reel play to bring this one in, and it's 2 up, 2 down. The lineup turns over. Ben Wilcoxon to the plate, and it really feels like that double play that ended the 7th was very deflating for the Beavers. They had some momentum. Again, even if they get 1 run across, you're in a 3-2 game, and at any point you can tie it up. But Jones looks like he's revitalized. He works against Wilcoxon.
And that's just been the story here tonight. Having the highs of highs, getting your first hit on the first batter of the game, that was Wilcoxon. And then you got that home run by Ortega. You have the lead, then you surrender it in the 4th inning, and you let the Mammoths take a little bit of the edge later on. And then you have a chance to tie it back up with nobody out and 2 runners on, and you fail to get even 1 across. It's just disappointing.
2-0 to Ben Wilcoxon. Misses away 3-0. As a team, the Beavers have only worked 1 walk. That was Ray Hilbrick back in the 4th. And, all he did, he moved up to 2nd, and then a couple of strikeouts ended the threat. 3-0. Missed. Not a bad pitch from Jones, but a 4-pitch walk, and that brings up Bramden Perez. First time it's gotten me. Bramden Perez.
Yeah, I don't have anybody named Bramden. I know.
I apologize to Bramden Perez, any of his family watching at home. I'm sure it's nothing new, but it might take me a couple weeks to fully get used to it. So Bramden Perez up. He's 0 for 3 today. He's popped out, struck out, and grounded out to first. With 2 away, runner on first. Probably take a healthy hack. He does. Hits one to the left center gap, tailing away from Pastor over the head. That's extra base hit territory. Around third, Wilcoxon, the relay, bobbled, and it's 3-2 and a 2-out double. As innocuous as that walk seemed, Perez, who had been quiet all night, smacks one in the left center gap, and the Beavers are within a run.
Yeah, this is a 2-out rally that the Beavers needed, and that's just a really good piece of hitting by Perez right over there into that gap, and Pastor had a hard time getting it down there. He threw it off to Seltzer, who cut it off and just bobbled off this play. Maybe could have had a little bit of a chance to get Wilcoxon out at home, but that bobble, that miss exchange, gave Wilcoxon a few extra seconds to score easily, and he does. And now you got your heart of the order coming up, and just one base knock here, you got a tie ball game.
Malik Bolin 0 for 3 today, lined out to right last time. Count 0-2. And if you're Bolin, shorten up, punch one through. Don't need to put one in the gap, don't need to put one on the wall. Perez on second. He's got enough speed that if it gets through the infield, I have to imagine Diesel over there in the third base coaching box is going to send him. The 0-2. Fastball 91, too low. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And this is good to see from the Beavers. Now, coming into tonight, they were just 3 for 19 in situations when they had 2 outs of producing any base hits or runs. So it's good to see in this situation that they're coming through like this.
The 1-2, wave and foul tip. Didn't get a lot of it. But Bolin just stays alive. That's a nice pitch from Jones, and Bolin spoils it.
Yeah, stayed alive by just a hair, and Combs thought he was just getting ready to head back, but home plate umpire said he just got a piece of it. So new life here for Bolin. We'll see if he can capitalize on this.
Perez off of second, the pitch. That's a wave and a miss, and all Malik can do is stay alive for another pitch as 1 run comes across to score on the Brandon Perez RBI double. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Mammoths looking for a little bit of insurance. You're watching the USPBL Network.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal getter or dream chaser, an empty nester or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
Neil Diamond going throughout the air here in Jimmy John's Field as a new pitcher on the bump for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. They will call on the services of the righty from Lafayette, Indiana, Jonathan LaGuire Cruz, as his job, get these 3 outs and give his team a shot to tie it up or take the lead in the 9th.
Yeah, that's what you got to do here if you're Cruz. So far, has 1 inning of work on the season. Has allowed 1 run, 2 hits, and has 3 strikeouts. He's a man coming from Franklin College, and looking at what he did last season, not a whole lot of chances for him. No, he came in very late in the season. Only pitched 3 1/3 innings last season. Had 4 strikeouts, 5 walks, and allowed 2 runs. He's had a lot of experience. Before his time at Franklin, he played at Marion University in the NAI and the Crossroads League. A lot of good talent down there. So he has that experience under his belt and trying to come through here for the Beavers in this one-run game where they just really need to have a clean inning and just get the offense back to work, because when they do, they're going to have, I think, 4, 5, 6 due up.
Well, and Jonathan LaGuardia-Cruz, not the man you'd like to greet you, and Anthony Sharkis, after striking out his first time up, tripled, doubled. He is seeing the ball well. First time he will face LaGuardia-Cruz. First pitch, fastball, 93, but he spiked it in. Maybe the nerves, the excitement getting to him. 3-2 Mammoths here in the bottom of the 8th. Cruz, he works from the third base side of the rubber. Leg kick delivery. Misses low and in, 2-0. And I know he's the leadoff man, but no one in either lineup is swinging a better bat tonight than Anthony Sharkis. Maybe you don't intentionally walk him, but you don't give him anything to hit. Called strike on the fastball. That one's right at the knees.
And if you're able to get Sharkis out, it's going to make yourself a little bit easier. Make the rest of the inning easier for him. And
swinging a foul straight back. They're going right at him.
And you can't give him a free base with nobody on. So you have no choice but to battle with him. So
to nutshell what we're trying to say, a walk is not the worst outcome here to Sharkis, because the way he's been swinging it, he can end up on second, third, or even adding to the lead the way he's seeing the ball tonight.
I'm saying just very rare you do that, but
misses away, 3-2. And in a situation like this, what we were just talking about, hey, if you want to throw a breaking ball away to try to get a chase here on 3-2, not the worst idea if you're LaGuardia-Cruz. Swing and a pop-up. Shallow right field. Schubert goes back, able to get underneath of it, and a dangerous bat, and Anthony Sharkis is retired. 1 up, 1 down on the pop-out. That brings up the right fielder, Francis Florentino.
Yeah, they were able to hang him in there inside and not get the best swing that we've seen from Sharkis tonight. So you got to have a huge sigh of relief if you're the Beavers right now to retire such a huge bat here in this offense.
First pitch, wave and a miss. Jonathan LaGuardia-Cruz coming in. Again, his mission, 3 outs, keeping a 1-run deficit. 3-2 Mammoths here in the 8th. Ooh, did that catch Florentino? It hit off a couple things. I think it was the glove and the helmet of the umpire.
Yeah, he's still staying put on Florentino.
1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, that was in on the hands, and that played pinball.
Yeah, I didn't see a reaction from Florentino, so
caught everything but him. The 1-1 away, 2-1. Florentino flied out to left last time. He's already been a strikeout victim twice over. In a hitter's count here, 2-1. Swing and a high bouncing ball to the pitcher, LaGuardia-Cruz. He'll flip to first, and it's 2 up, 2 down, and a nice job out of the bullpen so far for Jonathan LaGuardia-Cruz.
Yeah, he's been able to reel things in. He got behind on Sharkis and got him out on an inside pitch, and now Florentino in an 0-for-4 night just had weak contact on that chopper right to Cruz, and just an easy underhand scoop over to Ortega to get him out. And this is the part of the order that was going to be tough to stop here. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, and maybe 6. The top lineup here, you go 1 through 6. You could add Beadle in there, he's been having a good stretch as well. So 1 through 7 has been off to a really good start to the season for the Mammoths. And it's hard to win every game in the league, and it hasn't happened for all the teams. Every team was 1-1 after game 2. So you're going to have nights like this, but this Mammoths team on paper has a really stacked offense. It's going to be tough to watch and going to be interesting to watch as well, and fun for the fans.
1-2 to Dre Williams-Nelson, as he'll take the time called. Jonathan LaGuire Cruz, he's settling in, coming out of the pen here in the 8th.
And that's especially what Diesel wanted from him, is to just get out of this inning unscathed and try to, if you want to get a quick inning, he would be pleased with that.
1-2, hit off the plate, foul. Due up for the Beavers in the top of the 9th. It'll be up to Hilbrick, Ortega, and Burgos if they want to come back in this one. Doskow is the only player on the bench for the Beavers if they were to use a pinch hitter. Swing and a flare into left. Williams-Nelson has his second base knock of the game. Saw last inning how dangerous a runner with 2 away can be as Alex Garbasic comes to the plate.
Yeah, he just blooped that into left center, right in front of Bolin, and you know, you keep the train going here for the Mammoths. You know, and that just was placed right perfectly by a man who has just been on a tear, you know, these last couple nights. You know, was perfect 3 for 3 against the Unicorns. You know, he has 2 hits here tonight, so he's had himself a pretty good weekend. You know, counting Thursday. You know, and now you got Garbasic. You know, he's trying to look for a hit. You know, after I mentioned, you know, starting at the beginning of the year in the leadoff spot.
Pitch gets to the backstop, bounces back to Torres. He'll eat it. Wild pitch moves Dre Williams-Nelson's into scoring position. And just like that, an insurance run for the Mammoths. Not too far off if Garbasic can find his first knock of the night.
And Nelson was, you know, on his way to second. He was hesitating. He was like in between first and second right when that pitch was thrown.
Half-hearted hack at a breaking ball below the knees. And the count 1-2 to the Mammoth third baseman.
Garbasic wishes he had that back, as that was way downstairs.
Nelson bouncing off a second. No one holding him on. The 1-2. Missed just a hair away. No real incentive for Nelson to swipe third, especially with 2 away. I mean, a hit's going to score him in any situation. Swing and a foul tip. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Runner on second in a 3-2 ball game. The Westside Woolly Mammoths tied it in the bottom of the 4th, took the lead in the bottom of the 5th thanks to a 2 RBI double from Anthony Sharkis. He's been involved in all 3 Mammoth runs. The 2-2. Missed high and in, count runs full. Nick Webb would be next in this inning should Garbasic reach.
Important pitch here for Cruz. If he can get out of this and keep the score where it's at.
3-2, swing and a shot down the left field line. Bolin won't get there. That's going to bounce off the top of the wall. Williams-Nelson in to score. Garbasic, he trades places with Dre Williams-Nelson, and it's 4-2 Westside. Gets the run back here in the bottom of the 8th.
Great job there by Garbasic, right over the heart of the plate. Had some hang time on that off speed at 81, and Garbasic took advantage of it. Cruz not happy about that. It's back to a 2-run game, and all smiles for Alex Garbasic. Really happy. He was really wanting to get a hit here tonight after struggling in the first few games of the season. Gotta feel happy about that, coming through in a crucial moment of the game, because the game changes now from a 1-run game to a 2-run game. And
7 hits today for the Mammoths, 3 of which have been for extra bases. That is, it's making your hits count. That's being effective with them. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Nick Webb. 0 for 3 today, a couple of punch outs. As now Jonathan LaGuire-Cruz, he has to go into damage control after the 2-out rally brings home at least a run. Last time up, it was a fly out to right field for Webb. The 1-1. Off the glove of Torres, that moves the runner up 90 feet, and Garbasic over to third.
And that was just not what you wanted to do there. It was just Torres couldn't get a grip on it, and now you're on the verge of allowing another run, and this is not what you want in mind here for the Beavers after you got the first 2 outs.
3-1 to Nick Webb. Only a couple walks surrendered on the day by any Mammoth pitcher. The 3-1, big swing and a miss at a fastball. Up in the zone. We'll wait on the payoff pitch. Runner on third, Alex Garbasic. His double extended the Mammoths' lead to 4-2. The payoff pitch, swinging a ground ball to second. Down to a knee, Schubert fouled it only for a moment, still retires Webb in plenty of time. We head to the 9th. The Beavers, they need 2, 4-2, Westside on top. You're watching the USPBL Network.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms, and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
Do or die time for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. We've played 8 innings, and it's a 4-2 lead for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Ray Hilbrick, Christian Ortega, and Rafael Burgos due up as a unit. They are a combined 3 for 8 in the game, a home run and a double. So probably the 3 batters you'd want to see coming up if you're John Diesel Dombrowski. Hilbrick doubled his last time up. He's walked. It's Trey Jones getting a 5th inning of relief, a chance to close this game out. Would be the pitcher of record because Esposito didn't go 5, and even so, left tied, and they took the lead when he was on the bump. 2-0 to Hilbrick. Now it feels like at any point in any game, if a team's trying to mount a comeback, a leadoff walk can get it started. The 2-0 pitch had to come in, and a swing and I think that caught the catcher, Combs. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, this is just crunch time here for the Beavers. You got the part of the order that you want here right now, trailing by 2 after you were 1 strike away from getting out of the inning.
Two and 1. Jones. Into the windup, the pitch. Over for a strike. That's center cut. 87 down Woodward. And if you're not looking for that pitch, I'm not sure what you're looking for. The 2-2 punches it foul down the first base side. Jones gets it back, trying to avoid the leadoff man getting on in a comeback effort from the Beavers here in the 9th. The 2-2. Swing and a flare foul. Do it over again. This at-bat started off with 2 misses, and I believe that's, 4 straight in the zone. See the cottonwood all over Jimmy John's field. The 2-2. Can't find the top of the zone. A run too high up the ladder, says the home plate umpire. And the count's full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. In the motion, the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him by him with the 91-mile-per-hour heater. And that's a big, big out, number 1. And it brings up Christian Ortega.
Yeah, that is just a huge strikeout. As Jones just got him there and upstairs, right there. And that is just a huge out here. Getting the leadoff man out is very crucial. And now you got another tough customer here with Ortega.
2 for 3 today. Singled and homered. First pitch called strike. Again, that outside strike's been called most of the night, but it is, I understand why some hitters might just get a little frustrated with it. The 0-1, wave and a miss. Drop below the bat.
And Ortega calling time right now in an 0-2 hole.
Trey Jones came in to start the 5th inning. He has been wonderful. Just 1 blemish on his record. That was last inning when a 2-out double scored their only run he's allowed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jones into the motion, the offering. Just missed. Oh, you heard someone in the field for the Mammoths. They thought it was strike 3. Instead, have to throw at least another pitch to Ortega.
Yeah, you were just wondering where that pitch was.
Just a hair low and away. The 2-2, way too far inside. And the count runs full. To the Beaver first baseman, Christian Ortega. Find a way on by hook, by crook. Find a way to get that tying run to the plate.
I was going to say something along those lines, but just got to get a base runner here.
3-2, swing and a foul tip into the glove of Combs, and it's out, number 2. 2 up, 2 down, both on the punch out.
Yeah, just really good work, good command by Jones, trying to finish this out. Rafael Burgos is the last chance here for the Beavers. They need a base runner to get the tying run up to the plate. That would be McLennan, who would be in the on-deck circle. So
Burgos, first pitch swinging, fouled it out of play. So for Trey Jones, in his first 3 innings of work, did not strike out a batter. The last 2, he has fanned 4, including the last 3 in a row. So for him, the deeper he's worked into this game, the more swing and miss he's found. The 0-1. Swing and a fly ball right field. Florentino sizes it up, and the Westside Woolly Mammoths take it and come from behind fashion. A 4-2 final as Trey Jones, 5 spectacular innings in relief. And the Mammoths get back in the winning ways with the 4-2 victory.
Yeah, good win for the Mammoths here tonight. After losing yesterday 8-6 to the Unicorns, they're back to 500, and it's just a really good effort all around by the Mammoths to come back after allowing an early home run to the game off of Christian Ortega of the Beavers, and Anthony Sharkis once again coming through in an excellent performance and just picking up where he left off on Sunday. Just a great win for the Mammoths. They'll have some time off since they won't play Sunday because of the Memorial Day weekend, so they're just going to get back to work. No, they'll have a game in the middle of the week next week before they get back out to work next weekend.
and it was Anthony Sharkis at the plate that led the way for the Mammoths. 4 runs scored for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. He was involved in 3 of them. He scored 1 himself and drove in 2 before Alex Garbasic doubled to give that 1 extra insurance run here on a Friday night. But it took the Mammoths a little bit to get going, but they were able to get it going and figure it out, get the win. We'll take one final break. We'll come back. We'll wrap this up here on the USPBL Network.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARBCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARBCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARBCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarbcom.com.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
Back here at Jimmy John's Field on the USPBL Network, Brady Beaton alongside Alex Johnson, and just some final thoughts on this one as the Westside Woolly Mammoths knock off the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers 4-2. I think the 2 names that we even mentioned it before the break. On offense, Anthony Sharkis, a couple of extra base hits, a couple of RBIs. He was the player of the week coming into the game, and he's only strengthened his resume. And then on the bump, not that Michael Esposito pitched poorly by any means, but Trey Jones comes in 5 innings, gives up just 1 run, and he ends up getting the win, shuts them down in the 9th. Those are the 2 guys that jumped out to me from the Mammoths.
Yeah, absolutely. Sharkis, coming off as being the player of the week, no sign of slowing down. He had that huge 2-run double to help get the Mammoths in position to win the game, and then Trey Jones once again coming out of the pen to get the job done, holding the Beavers to just 1 run, after coming in. And you got to feel pretty good if you're the Mammoths, getting a huge win after a tough loss yesterday, and now it's just getting back to work and keep it going here from this point on here for the Mammoths, as they're looking to try to get back to where they were last season.
Well, that'll do it for us here at Jimmy John's Field. Your final score, once again, the Westside Woolly Mammoths 4, the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers 2. Make sure you join us tomorrow for a doubleheader. It'll be Tom Cavanaugh and the man to my right, Alex Johnson, on the call for that twin bill. But as for tonight, we bid you adieu. Again, your final score, the Westside Woolly Mammoths 4, the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers 2. For Alex Johnson, I'm Brady Beaton. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you all have a safe and wonderful Memorial Day weekend.